Diversifying well is the most important thing you need to do in order to invest well. In this video, we are going to cover how to build your effective team. So in the previous video, we saw how you build your team, all right? So you have some cash, it's your healers, some large companies, it's your warriors, NVIDIA, Apple, Meta. You have some companies that are weaker, but that could grow a lot over the long run. And these are the small caps. And you want a bit of everything, okay? Now, in practice, you need to build the whole portfolio. And you have a lot of asset classes. You have cash, it's the healers. You have bonds, very similar to cash. So it doesn't move much and it can refill. You have properties, real estate. It's a sort of healer, but that can poke a bit the enemy. Then you have ETFs. It's like someone with a lot of shield, but they can also inflict damage. And then you have the stocks, someone who is more agile, who can inflict high damage, and who also has an armor. And then you have something that's even more risky, it's stock options and crypto. These are guys who can explode. It's like dynamite, okay? So you work, you're going to lose a lot of them and sacrifice them, but they're going to inflict massive damage, okay? Now, each of them has multiple subcategories. So let's focus on the stocks only. Stocks has dividends, so you have dividend stocks or value stocks. All of them, companies like Coca-Cola, ABBV, XOM, they are similar to ETFs, basically. They are kind of safe. Then you have large cap stocks that are growth stocks, like NVIDIA, Apple, Meta. It's like tech, it's going to move like this, but over the long run, it will inflict more damage, but it has an armor. And then you have medium cap. So medium cap, it's like stocks with higher potential, but they are weaker. They can target from far, but they are weaker. They don't have a strong shield. And then you have the small caps we talked about. The small caps are the elementalists. They can inflict mass damage, but they are weak. It's like quantum computing stocks, nuclear energy stocks, aerospace, etc. And then you have the stocks that are going to explode, and you're going to lose a lot of them. But altogether, they're going to inflict mass damage, even more than your warriors. So you need to have a lot of them, but in small proportion. And these are companies under $1 billion market cap, okay? So when you're a beginner, how do you build your army? When you're a beginner, you're going to have like 30% cash, 30% ETF, and 40% stocks. And that's fine, you know, like you don't want to play with fire because you're going to panic sell if something goes wrong. You might allocate too much, etc. When you're an intermediate, you start buying some options, crypto, you have a lot of stocks, you start understanding how these stocks work, and you start building a strong army, okay? The first layer here is going to make mass damage, then the second layer will be more protective, and then you have one healer who comes and heals the guys while they make damage, and while they receive damage as well. And when you're an expert, then you have a full army, okay? You have large cap stocks, mid cap stocks, small cap stocks, healers, option, crypto, cash, everything, okay? And this is where you want to get. And this is where I want to get you one day. Now the mistakes to avoid is the healer guy. You know, you don't want to be just 100% cash and nothing happens. You make no damage. Over time, inflation will eat you, the banks will eat you, and you will lose the game, okay? And you don't want to be the guy who commits suicide, okay? You don't want to come do times 10, because I see it, you have people who are going to do times 10 when there is a crypto bull run, when there is a stock market bull run with options, etc. They're going to be super happy, you know? But then what do? Are you going to stop or are you going to keep going? Because if you keep going, one day you're going to lose everything. And this is when you have, for instance, a crypto crash. So you don't want to hurt yourself, you don't want to make too much damage too fast, and you need some defense, you need some warriors, you need some healers and everything, okay? Now, another mistake to avoid is the guy who has no warriors and no healers. So there are some exceptions about it. If you own real estate, if you own a property, okay, maybe it makes a difference. But even then what? What happens if there is a market crash? Are you going to sell your property? No, you're not going to sell it, okay, because it's static. So forget about it. You always need large caps and cash. So this is what you need. Now, remember, we have each other. Okay, that's great, and we can win the game. But we're not going to win like this, okay? I don't want to see only healers, okay? And the same way, I don't want to see healers and then some guys who have only dynamites. some only crypto or something. Look, if there is a war right now, the group here is going to explode in the middle of nowhere. They make no damage. Huh? Like basically it's committing suicide. So okay, thank you. Like I don't want a friend, I don't want a guy like this in my team. And then the healers here, what are they going to do? They're going to run away, they're going to dry, they're going to die of thirst in the desert. Okay? So a team of healers is useless as well. I don't want a team like this with me. Okay? So what I want is a solid team. What you want is a solid team. You want to have a solid team. Okay? So you need a bit of everything. And like this, we can win the game, okay? We just need to be strategic. The first layer here is going to make mass damage. The second layer will have warriors who will be able to tank. And then the rest will be making mass damage from the back, but they are weaker, so they need to stay in the back, okay? So the front is a bit of crypto, a bit of options, okay? Then you have a lot of large caps. Then you have some mid caps, some small caps in larger amount, and you have your cash, your healers that stay in the back, okay? So we will win the game, okay? Let's do it.